Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. If you're new, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I stream 7 days a week and take live calls when I'm live streaming. Okay, we got a lot to cover here. You know, the traitors at Fox News Channel, tomorrow is their big debate. They're going to have this big debate that they're going to, it's just going to be a disaster. First off, it's going to be completely boring because President Trump isn't there. And on top of that, it's going to be very, very lowly rated. Now, it came out today that President Trump already did the interview with Tucker Carlson. It is in the can. It just has not been released yet. And I don't care if they just ran an empty set and had a cardboard cutout of President Trump sitting there next to a cardboard cutout of Tucker Carlson. I'd watch that before I'd watch this Fox News debate. I am not watching it. I will the next morning get all the highlights off of Twitter or something, but I'm not going to give Fox News Channel my ratings. They've betrayed us time and time again, and you know they're out there doing it again. You know, the Murdochs have been trying to get Glenn Youngkin to jump into the race because they know DeSantis is a loser and Ramaswamy's a joke. They got nobody. So they're trying to recruit Youngkin. Now, when have you ever heard of a news outlet recruiting a presidential candidate to run? I mean, I've never heard of such a thing. Now, again, you know, there's of course bias in the media, and different media outlets have a favorite candidate, but I've never seen a media outlet go and recruit someone like they're trying to do with Glenn Youngkin. I mean, what happened here? I mean, why are the Murdochs at Fox, why are they so upset and so obsessed with Trump not becoming president again? I understand all these jerk-offs in Washington because they're going to fire them all and take over. But why are the Murdochs over at Fox News and News Corp and all that, why are they so obsessed? So it came out today what the lineup is going to be. Now, if you remember, the way it worked in 2016, because that's the last time we had like a contested primary in the Republican Party, they have the candidates on stage set up based on where they are in the ratings, okay? And of course, in 2016, President Trump was always front and center the entire time, and who was ever next to him varied from debate to debate because they went down in the polls. But President Trump was always front and center. So they've released the lineup for this Fox News debate tomorrow night. I thought I'd go through this, and then I want to share some things about Tucker and his interview with President Trump. So DeSanctimonious and Ramaswamy are going to stand center stage. Oh, how exciting. I can't wait. I just can't wait to not watch this. It says here, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, this is another thing, too. You know, this PR campaign around Ramaswamy, who cannot be trusted. Remember, Ramaswamy had his graduate school paid for by Soros's brother. And since when are MAGA conservatives behind someone from the pharmaceutical biotech industry, right? I thought, I mean, I don't understand all this fake promotion with Ramaswamy. But anyway, Florida Governor Ron DeSanctimonious and biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy will stand center stage at Wednesday night's first GOP presidential nomination debate, according to a lineup released today by the Republican National Committee, which, of course, Ronna McDaniel, who is the niece of Mittens Mitt Romney, who likes to drive around with his dog on the roof of his car. That's a true story. Standing alongside DeSantis and Ramaswamy at the debate, a Fox News hosted showdown in Milwaukee. What kind of showdown is this? You know, with this lineup of this guy here, I don't even know who this guy is, and he's up there on the stage. What's this jerk's name? I don't even know who he is. Who is he? Who is he? Did he sneak in? Is he crashing? You know, this debate, it's not even like a real debate, right? I mean, it is literally like a mock debate that you would have at a high school or maybe a community college. You know what I mean? It's not even like a real debate. This is like if you were doing debate prep. Like if you had a real candidate like President Trump, who doesn't need any debate prep, but say you got a real candidate like President Trump, and you want to do some debate prep and rehearsal. You bring in these losers, and they come in and pretend to be opponents. This is not like a real debate. I mean, this is so strange. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's see here. Standing alongside DeSantis and Ramaswamy at the debate, a Fox News hosted showdown in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, will be former Vice President Mike Pence and former Ambassador and former Governor of South Carolina Nikki Haley. Former New Jersey, they got a bunch of unemployed people here, except for DeSantis, but he'll be out of work soon enough. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and Tim Scott, he's got a job, of South Carolina, will stand in the number 5 and number 6 position. So here's the lineup. Ron DeSantis in first place there, standing next to Ramaswamy. 3, they consider Pence. And they put these things kind of like, in the not just the order, but whoever is first they're a little further up towards the stage. 4 is Haley. 5 is Christie, 6 Scott, 7 Hutchinson, and then 8 is this guy that's got the thing over him. I don't even know who he is. Now, so President Trump, by the way, if you'd like to call in, please do. It's a toll-free call. It's the same number that I use on the morning streams. It's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're watching. You can share your thoughts on all of this. So, I pulled up a couple things here, and I just to get some context, okay? Because the Tucker Carlson interview with President Trump, it was reported by NBC News today that it's already been done. It's just a matter of when it's going to be released, the Tucker on Twitter interview with the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. So I wanted to show you a couple things here, though. So this is for July, because that's the last complete month we have, because we're still in August. But it goes over the ratings. This was, a bunch of ratings that came out after the exit of Tucker, when there was not a complete exodus yet. But in July, Fox News was averaging 1.57 million total viewers. They were still number 1 in basic cable. Okay, so 1.57 million. And that was before the real fall, because a lot of us left after Tucker, but it took a little bit longer for a lot of people. By now, they got really like nobody. All right, let's take a call. Hey there, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike. Long time no talk.
Yeah,
what's up, Mike?
I found your show this morning so interesting that I just couldn't bring myself to call in. That's
really? I thought you didn't call me this morning because a guy called me on yesterday's stream and he ripped you.
No, I didn't hear.
You didn't hear that?
Stream.
Oh yeah, it was in the last hour of yesterday's stream. He was talking all about you. He was very upset that I take your calls. You can go back. Okay, all right. So what's on your mind, Mike?
But you showed that lineup, and what strikes me is you got a bunch of traitors and some liberal squish Republicans like Tim Scott. That's what you got.
You know what this is. You know what this is. This is a line from a very good movie from the 80s. Those of you guys that are my age will know 16 Candles, right? Mm-hmm. 16 Candles. Here he is, Ron DeSantis, center stage here. Number 1. They got him number 1 here because he's number 1 in the polls, even though he's 46 points behind President Trump. He's the king of the dipshits. That's exactly what he is. He's the king of the dipshits. He's the number 1 loser. The number 1 loser. I mean, this is insane.
What's that? You are the biggest loser. Goodbye.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All these guys are losers, and usually when you see a bunch of these guys on the stage, usually these are these guys that would be looked at as the next vice president, but none of these guys are probably on Trump's list.
I wouldn't let these guys be the vice president of my homeowners association. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Hey, Mike, it's good to hear from you, but after this stream, go check out yesterday morning stream, not today's, yesterday morning stream. Sometime in the last hour, a guy called in about you. He doesn't like you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go check it out. Okay, all right. There you go. Hey, you call in, you get a little, people get upset when they hear you. So anyway, let me go back to this, because what I'm doing here, so now this is before the complete collapse of Fox News, okay? So, but this is after Tucker left. Fox News was averaging 1.57 million total primetime viewers, and that's before the fall. Now, what I'm going to do, since President Trump already did the interview with Tucker and it has not been released yet, the Tucker on Twitter interview with President Trump, I wanted to go. I like Mike, by the way. Mike from Louisiana is a very good caller. I like Mike, okay? If I didn't, I wouldn't take his calls, okay? I want to go through Tucker on Twitter's show, and let's compare the number of views he gets, okay? And compare that to what they get on Fox. So Fox, before the fall, 1.57 million viewers, right? So if you go over to Tucker's Twitter, which is, he's got very dramatic pictures here, and of course he fly fish. You know who else fishes like this, does the fly fishing? Rachel Maddow. She does. She's in the fly fishing. So I'm going to go from the top, and we'll go. And as you go down, of course, they've been on Twitter longer, so they have more views. But this is just yesterday. Look at this. 1.4 million. Here's episode 18 of Tucker on Twitter. Okay, this is, and it's only been on less than 24 hours. And this is the interview with Colonel Douglas McGregor, who was talking about Ukraine. Look at this. 5.5 million views. And it's still going up. 5.5 million views. So that's 4 million more than the Fox News primetime. 5.5 million. Isn't that amazing? Let's go through some others. Look at this. This is from the 20th, so a couple days ago. And this is just Tucker making a little video for Tucker on Twitter in the car after he met with the president of Serbia, okay, whose name I can't even pronounce. How do you pronounce that? And what are these things over his name? Look at this. 9.9 million. So what are people going to be watching in the largest numbers? Who's going to be seeing more, right? These losers on the Fox News debate, these grifters and wannabes, or Trump on Tucker on This is just him talking about, I just met with the president of Serbia. Oh, well. I mean, how many of you could even find Serbia on an unlabeled map? 9.9 million. Isn't that something? Here he is with Vivek Ramaswamy, August 17th. Now, keep in mind, 1.57 million is the average viewer on Fox, and that was before their big fall. Look at this, Ramaswamy. 43.5 million people viewed that. 43.5 million. That's insane. It's huge. And of course, these are even going up and up and up. Here's the interview that he did with Robert Kennedy Jr. Look at this. 11.3 million. Fox, this is such a turning point in media. There's been transitions in media, right? From newspapers to television, from broadcast television to cable news. And the internet, for the past, I don't know, I guess 30 years now, the internet's been around for a long time, has been slowly becoming a competitor. And now here we are, when it comes to media, they're done now. Fox News, they got rid of Tucker, and they sealed the fate of state-controlled corporate mainstream media. They just cannot compete. I mean, you look at what Tucker's getting. Okay, so look at this, 11.3 million, and with Robert Kennedy talking about Ukraine. This is insane. This is the police chief, the Capitol Police chief, who no longer is the Capitol Police chief. This guy was the Capitol Police chief on January 6th. 14.1 million. It's crazy. Andrew Tate, look at this, 48.3 million. I mean, he's got more. This is like the last episode of MASH numbers that he's pulling in here. Look at this. This is just part 2 of the Devon Archer, right? The guy that worked with the Bidens. 23.4 million. Remember, Fox News averaging 1.5 million. This is crazy. This is the incomplete episode, 5.5 million. Episode 12, part 1 of the Devon Archer interview, 33.8 million. Ice Cube. I must tell you, the Ice Cube interview is the one interview of Tucker's I have not watched. But look at that, 8 million. Let's see here. This is just episode 10, and it's not even the full thing. This is just him doing a little promo about Ice Cube on Tucker on Twitter. 12.7 million. I mean, these numbers are insane. Look at this. Episode 9, this is the full Andrew Tate interview. The full Andrew Tate interview, 107.3 million. Imagine that. 107.3 million, the complete Andrew Tate interview. So who gives a darn about this Fox News debate? When you compare the numbers of people that watch traditional media with what Tucker's getting, who's relevant? And, I'll tell you this thing about the debates. Republicans have been getting effed over in the debates forever. And Republicans have been bitching and moaning and complaining, how can we do this? We're on these networks and all the reporters, they hate us. They're all liberals. We've even had people from the networks give the answers to the opponent. Remember Donna Brazile? She was at CNN. She's got the same hairstyle as Don K. Remember Donna Brazile in 2016 gave the questions for the CNN debate in advance to Hillary Clinton, well in advance, so Hillary Clinton was able to rehearse with the actual questions that were going to be asked. And there was another one from one of the networks. I can't remember his name for sure, so I don't want to get the name wrong and say, but one of the network debates, the guy was in communication with Hillary Clinton's campaign and gave her advanced questions too. So she had the questions in 2 debates to rehearse before she went up against President Trump. Okay? And we've always said, what can we do? We've seen Republicans after Republicans screwed over in the debates. And Republicans have done nothing about it. And now Donald Trump said, screw the debates, F you, I'm not doing them. Who cares? And, we have so much media now. What can people say that you haven't heard before, right? And this debate that's going to be on Fox News tomorrow night with these grifters and losers, every single one of these people that's in the debate tomorrow night, you've heard them on interview after interview. There's nothing that any of them can say that you haven't heard. Now, Chris Christie, this is a wonderful one. Chris Christie. The only reason Chris Christie is running for president, people have put up millions of dollars to get him qualified so he could be on a debate stage with Trump and bark at Trump. Well, that was money wasted. Oh, here comes you guys want to see the kitten? Our stray? Let me see if I can get her. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Luna. Kitty cat Luna. Let me show you. Hey, Luna. Here. This is our stray Luna. She's getting big. Say hey, Luna. Say hello. Isn't she cute? She's gotten so big. Yes, yes, yes. She wants attention. That's why she's meowing. Yes, that's the microphone. Isn't she cute? Yeah, she was a stray, and we've taken her in. And she's taken over the house now. She runs the house. This is her house, and yeah, I know, she's huge. Look at her. She's gotten so big. Last time I had her on the stream, she was a lot. She eats like a horse. And isn't she cute? Yeah, she is. She's very sweet. Yes, she is. All right, Luna. All right. Okay. All right. She wants to come back. She likes being on. She likes being on YouTube. So I know she's a cute cat. Okay, and she's so sweet and friendly. So anyway, they put up. How much money did they have to put up to get Chris Christie on that stage for the only purpose so that he could yell at Trump. Boy, that was money wasted. Now, I don't know, were they going to keep him around for another one, hoping they'll get another chance? But you guys know this. Republicans are always bitching about the debates, and Donald Trump has settled it. And, this is going to set a precedent. There's not going to be any debates, okay? Biden's not going to debate Trump. He couldn't even stay awake today in Hawaii. So, so let's go through these. So look at this. This is Tucker on Twitter. Episode 9, Andrew Tate interview. 107.3 million. Here's 9.1 million. Look at this. 3.3. I mean, these numbers. Look at this. 10.5 million. 17 million. 33.2. 18.3 million. 33.3. 105.5 million. Think about that. So why would you waste time going on a debate stage with a bunch of losers at 1%? The closest one to you is almost 50 points behind you, Ron DeSanctimonious, okay? And you're only going to get 1.5 million when you can go on Tucker and get over 100 million, and everyone will be talking about you, okay? And of course, so there's not going to be any debates. And this is probably going to be how things go moving forward. Debates really didn't matter. And, the debates have not been around forever. They've been around my entire life, and most of you too, unless you're a lot older. Debates were not a thing until the Nixon-Kennedy debate. And I remember during the first campaign, Van Jones was on CNN, and he said something very complimentary of President Trump. He said, President Trump knows how to use and leverage in a presidential campaign the internet and social media like no one else has done before. He said, this was Van Jones. He said, the way President Trump is with the internet and social media is how President Kennedy was with television. All right? And, that Nixon-Kennedy debate, people still talk about that almost every day in the news when these debates like this are coming up. And now, that was a new thing. That there have been debates, but nobody really cared. So now we're moving on. We're not going to have debates anymore. There's no, most people that are running for president are so overexposed that debates are really a distraction, because you hear so much of them all the time anyway. And quite frankly, I'm at this point in my life, I don't know how you all feel about this, but I'm at this point in my life where I'm really not interested in hearing what the other side says. I don't care what the other side think. I don't care what the other side say. I'm just not interested. I know what they think. They hate Trump. They want us to be under control of the deep state, the Beltway bandits, the donors, the military-industrial complex, and the bought-off Congress, okay? This is insane. So no. So President Trump's not going to be there. It's going to be lowly rated. And then, of course, he's going to go surrender the day after the debate. So the way these debates are supposed to work, you're supposed to have the debate, and then the next day everyone's going to talk about the moments. There are not going to be any moments to talk about in this debate unless something really strange happens, okay? I'm not expecting much of anything. In fact, I would not be surprised if when I go live here on YouTube on Thursday morning, the morning after the debate, I would not be... Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but it wouldn't shock me if I don't have one soundbite to play from the debate. It's going to be that uneventful. Now, Trump over there with Tucker, well, that's a whole nother story. I might have to play that whole darn interview because it's probably going to be so spectacular. So, so the era of the debate is over. And, there's this new movement. President Trump is the most popular candidate we've ever had. There's been populist presidents and candidates before, but not like Trump. There's been some over the years. Clinton was a populist, but Kennedy was a populist, but not with numbers like this, right? President Trump said in October, when the Trump rallies are going to start full swing, Here we are. Think about it. We're going to be, 3, 5, 7, 8 years of Trump rallies, and he's had full houses at every venue he's been at for 7 years. Who else could do that? When these Democrats and even these Republicans, like in this debate tomorrow night, when different people say things, and they clap and stuff, the audience is packed with ringers. Each candidate busses in campaign workers and supporters. They get seats at the debates. It's fake. And if you go to any event that other candidates have, and for both parties, they bus people in. The Republicans do it too. They bus people in from Republican clubs and things like this. The Democrats bus in the union people and everything else and put them up and give them. So there's people there. When it's a Trump rally, no one's bussed in. People come on their own. They're completely organic. Nothing like this has ever happened. And the Uniparty, the big mistake that they've made is that they just don't let him have his second term. Get off his ass. It'll be, he's, but they're so panicked that, after his second term, he's going to pick his successor. Now, the big problem we have, I'm not worried about 2024, but in 2028, who do we have? I don't know. We got to see who we got. We thought it was going to be DeSantis, right? DeSantis saved us from him by outing himself as a never Trumper. Now, if you would like to support my content, and I hope you do, go to mypillow.com, use my promo code Kane at checkout, and you can take advantage of all the specials at mypillow.com with my promo code Kane at checkout. Right here, the MyPillow 20th Anniversary Limited Edition pillow, normally $69.98, just $19.98. And this is an upscale MyPillow. It has the 100% Giza cotton cover on it, the piping. This is the kind of MyPillow you would see at Mar-a-Lago or Trump Tower or something. And my wife and I, we have these pillows. We've got all the MyPillow pillows. We have all these products pretty much. And we were talking on our podcast last night when my wife went to the hospital. She brought her MyPillow. This is the one she brought. And it's just $19.98. With our promo code Kane at checkout, you'll love this one. And it's available in every fill level, soft, medium, and firm and all of that. And, of course, there's other great specials, including the MyPillow slippers as low as $25 a pair. You can take advantage of all the specials at mypillow.com with my promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, not just the ones I talk about. And when you use my promo code Kane, you're supporting all of my content. This is one of my favorites. Kathy and I, my wife, we have this, the MyPillow 2.0. This is the 3-inch mattress topper 2.0. And it turns your whole bed into a MyPillow, and it has the cooling technology. We bought one of these for my daughter out in California, and it keeps you the perfect temperature all night long, through the winter too. And it is 40% off. The MyPillow mattress topper 2.0 is 40% off with my promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com. But like I said, you can take advantage of all these specials, no matter what it says, with my promo code Kane. All right, so go there, go wild, and support my content. Yeah, so we're in a new age, and that's a good thing because we don't need any of this business going on. Excuse me, guys. So let me go down here though, because there's a couple things I wanted to share with you. This here is developing. But it Ron DeSantis, who's banned Chinese real estate purchases in the state of Florida, made some exceptions for Chinese purchases in Miami. And this is just developing. There's some details on it. I'm not going to get through it right now because it's still developing. And when more details come out, I'll probably talk about this later this week. But, what we've seen with DeSantis, and this story, by the way, is on my Twitter. Anything I talk about, I tweet. So if you follow me on Twitter, Brian Craig Show, you can get all the articles, all the topics I talk about, and many I don't even get to because I don't have time, are all on my Twitter feed. When I see a story that I've read or I'm interested in, I tweet it. so that when I'm on the air, like I am now, I can just go through my Twitter feed and have my whole stack of stuff. Remember, Rush used to have a stack of stuff. It's all on my Twitter feed. But this story here, he made some exceptions for an area of Miami where Chinese people can buy land where they shouldn't be able to. And, it's a small exception, but it's an exception. And what it shows you with Ron DeSantis is this guy does what the donors want. This is the thing with having President Trump. President Trump is an untouchable. He is so rich, he's richer than the donors. Some of them are richer than him, but he's already $10 billion rich. He's got more money than he and his family could ever spend, even if they sold everything and none of them ever worked again. It's more money than they could ever spend. So they can't be bought. He could fund his own campaign, he could pay for his legal fees, and live that Trump lifestyle that the Trump family enjoy. Ron DeSantis, now he made $1.25 million off his book sales, but $1.25 million is more than I got. When you got a wife like his that has expensive taste, you can go through that right quick. But what this story shows you is how Ron DeSantis will do whatever the donors pay him to do because he needs the donors. In fact, people have said that have been at events of his in these early primary states like Iowa. I've heard voters say that have been in events that he doesn't talk to the regular people. He talks to the donors. He goes to the donors and talks. And even sometimes I've heard people say when he's on stage, he's talking about and to the donors while on stage, not the regular people, because that's how he supports himself in his campaign, are the donors. Okay? So, that's what you got in Joe Biden. Joe Biden went into politics. He went to law school. He had two choices to make. He could go and practice law or go into politics. Both are pretty crooked professions, but Joe Biden went into politics so that he could be corrupt. In fact, he told a story in an interview that Greg Kelly, I love Greg Kelly, on Newsmax. You guys know Greg Kelly on Newsmax? Greg Kelly on Newsmax has played this clip so many times, where when Joe Biden first got to the United States Senate, he went to all the senators and said, "I'm here, open up the books, I want to be corrupt." And they said, "You're not here long enough yet. You got to be here for a while, then come back." So he waited around, and now he's the Don. So Ron DeSantis is in politics operating the same way Joe Biden was in his early days in national politics. He's trying to get in with these rich guys. Now he's crashed and burned, and he's useless to them because he is unelectable forever. And, so far as the debate, they're still hanging on to this fantasy that he's going to get a bump after the debate. Go watch his debates and his last two gubernatorial races. He lost both of them. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Brian from Texas.
Hey, Brian in Texas.
Hey, man. I know you talked about this the other day, I think, about the immunity because he was president.
Presidential immunity.
Yeah. I think you talked about that the other day.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that would get him from all this stuff he's in?
Well, what's going to get him out of all the stuff he's in for sure is that he's done no wrong, done no crime. But a judge in Pennsylvania ruled that presidential immunity applies to President Trump in another case. And apparently, there is a thing called presidential immunity that doesn't just apply to the president, but those who work for him in the federal government, like Mark Meadows, who's charged in Fulton County as well. And you cannot legally go after a president or a federal employee working for a president civilly or criminally. It involves presidential immunity. So, so now these people they're corrupt and they're making their own laws, but that if this continues and has to go all the way to the Supreme Court, that is what's going to end all this. Now, I want to show you guys something. Let me turn down the volume because it's just so loud. But this is frightening. This is Biden in Hawaii. Look at this. He's falling asleep. First off, when you're president of the United States, you just don't sit at a regular table like you're at some wedding or something, or some convention over the weekend. You sit at the head table because you're the president of the United States of America. Never seen a president like this. And I got to tell you, if I were in some ballroom and President Trump were sitting there, don't you think you'd be staring at him? These people they're sitting here next to Biden. They're not even interested. But that's not why I played this. Watch this. He's totally checked out. Look at him. He doesn't know where the hell he is. Look at his face. And I'm not making fun of Biden. This is the leader of our country. He's got the nuclear football. Look at that. He is completely checked out. He is vacuous. He is in a coma. And that frightens the hell out of me. It should frighten the hell out of you. But I'll tell you, Putin and China, they're probably very excited. And, yeah, he does look pale. And now, again, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm starting to believe that was his cocaine they found in the White House. Because we've seen Biden a lot lately. This is the worst I've ever seen him, by the way. I've never seen him this bad. But I think that the Secret Service has clamped down on things, and they can't get the cocaine. And to me, I think they may have been giving him a bump of cocaine or two before he did public appearances to give him some energy. And this is, it pains me to look at this. And look at that. He's just, who am I? Where am I? He's checked out. Have you ever seen Biden that bad? Look at that. How can that guy be running anything? You can see. He doesn't know where he is. He probably, and this is, again, I don't make fun. I'm not making fun. I've had people in my own family that have had Alzheimer's, and it's nothing to be made fun of. Okay, so I'm not making fun of it, but this is dangerous. It's not just dangerous because, God help us, look, we got these natural disasters like in Hawaii, right? A natural disaster in Hawaii. Has it occurred to anyone that the reason there has not been a federal response to it is because we've got someone who's in a coma, who's comatose? There's no one in charge. We don't have a leader. And it's dangerous. If we had a 9/11 like event, how would the country respond? How would we be able to respond? There's no chain of command to give orders down the line. Right? My goodness. Okay? There's other dangers, and that, hey, if you're the man, $20 super sticker, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated, the man. It says, thanks for being you. Well, thank you. This is also dangerous because what does it do? What message does it send to China, who wants to take Taiwan? What message does it send to Putin, who were involved in this proxy war that we're in Ukraine? It tells them that America is weak. And, I'll tell you another thing that's kind of scary. Has anyone ever thought that the economy is in such piss-poor condition? For many reasons, but one of them is we have no leadership. What kind of message does this send to global financial markets when we've got a president who's this comatose? And this is today. And this is unedited. Does that scare you to see him like that? And I'll tell you something. Kamala Harris should be impeached. He is unfit for office, and it's her duty to stand up and invoke the 25th Amendment. Hey, listen, Willie Brown's girlfriend got a lot of problems. She's got the mind of a chipmunk and all that stuff. She's pretty stupid, but at least she's coherent in her stupidity. And she should be impeached for allowing this country to be in danger of having that running us. She should also be impeached because she's taking part in elder abuse, just like Jill Biden. Elder abuse is a pretty serious crime. Here in Florida, we've got the oldest population in the country. People go to prison for elder abuse like this. Pretty serious crime. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. You will love my content, okay? I live stream every day. I always take live calls while I'm live streaming. And, and I always have, of course, a great live chat. We got a great MAGA community here in the live chat. You'll make a lot of friends in the chat room. And, of course, this is where MAGA comes to talk. And those of you that are already subscribed, make sure that you like the video. Because when you like the video, it tells that YouTube algorithm to recommend this video and my other videos to people that have not yet found my channel. And it helps my channel grow. And, of course, that's what we want to do is grow the channel and help our great president, Donald Trump. And, I mean, I'm telling you, this should be the top and bottom of the... I mean, America's in crisis with this going on. Hey there, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Eddie from Virginia.
Hey, Eddie.
How you doing today?
All right.
Yeah, I'm good today. I was gonna just talk really quickly about there's this point that just never seems to be made. Just generally, I don't hear people talk about it. So I just wanted to put it out and see if we could talk about it more, is the fact that there's a lot of Republicans that don't support President Trump, and they don't want him to be president anymore.
That's right.
And there's a lot of people also on the left that obviously don't want him. But the reason the people give for that, the reason the media gives for that, and other politicians like Ron DeSantis and all these guys, is that, Trump is, I don't know, he's seen as a troublemaker, he's seen as his ego is too big, and all these really stupid reasons. But the real reason is because he gets a lot of bad press. He gets too much bad press, and a lot of people don't follow politics the way people like yourself and myself and some of your viewers might follow. They just listen to the news like once a week or twice in a day, or they don't really follow it, and all they hear is bad about Trump. So, and that's where they make their mind up. And I just thought, it would be fair to President Trump to talk about this more.
Well, I don't think it's the bad press. I don't think it's the bad press because all Republicans get bad press. All of them. All of them. Okay. I don't know of any Republican that's been president in my lifetime that has not gotten bad press. The thing that upsets them about him is that he can't be bought. He can't be bought by the donors. They've tried to blackmail him. They've tried to extort him. They got nothing on him because he's led a clean life. They can't control him. These other people, he is the first president. Donald Trump is the first president going all the way back to George Washington who was not part of the political establishment of the day. Even Lincoln. Lincoln was an attorney for the railroads, which were like the Googles of the day, right? Of the 1800s was like, the railroads. They were the big company, the big corporation. Washington was one of the couple of richest guys in the American colonies. He just happened to become president, just happened to be the general of our army. Give me a break. Donald Trump is the first president to not be chosen by the political establishment, and these guys are all controlled, like DeSantis, and is controlled by the donors already. That little story where he made some exceptions for Chinese land buys in Miami. Look at Joe Biden, who's been on the take for 50 years, and he's still doing it. So that's how most of these presidents are. They're controlled. Donald Trump, they don't have under control, and that's why there's so much against him.
Okay. And one other thing real quick. This is more of a technical thing, just, for the benefit of some of the viewers out there. When you were talking about earlier in the show about the views on Twitter for Tucker. Yeah. And just to point out that those views are not unique views. Some of those views are repeated views. So it's not like 4.5 million people exactly. Sometimes people watch it 2-3 times.
Well, we don't know.
Different devices.
We don't know. See, Elon Musk is helping Tucker out, okay? Elon Musk is trying to start this new thing with these shows on Twitter. Roseanne Barr is going to be doing a show on Twitter like Tucker, okay? He's trying to change. What Elon Musk is doing is pushing the video out to everyone's feed. You don't have to follow Tucker to get it. He pushes it out to everybody. And that's why the numbers are so high. Okay. But that's okay. And he'll do the same with Trump. Okay. So that's why that's why it's doing that. I mean, he's pushing it out to everybody, which is fine with me. I just pointed that out because tomorrow they might try to use that against Trump, when the interview is posted. Well, here's the problem. Okay, there's one thing that they may use to spin this, okay? Because, like the ones of Tucker's that have over 100 million views, that wasn't at once. Those are like weeks old. Okay. So what Tucker gets in a 12-hour period, like when they start doing this story, Thursday morning, it'll be a lot, but it won't be as many as it will be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So, the numbers in the beginning are all you're going to hear. So if it's not super high on Wednesday night, they're going to be, oh, look, the Fox News debate beat Tucker. They'll jump onto that. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks for taking my call. I'll keep listening to the show. I appreciate it, though.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate all of you. And, you're all welcome to call me. You don't have to agree with me to call. I mean, I may not always be right. I think I am, most of the time. But you don't have to agree with me to call. You're certainly welcome to call in if you agree with what I'm talking about, or if you have another point I haven't brought up, you're always welcome. I love to hear from you guys. And believe me, I'm very in tune to the audience, those of you that watch and everything. And I do take your thoughts and your opinions very seriously under consideration. And there have been many times that I've thought a certain way and I've taken a call from someone and they brought something up where I thought about it in a different way and I changed my opinion on things. That has happened. So now I really enjoy taking your calls, and all the calls I take are always screenless. I don't know who's calling me. I don't know what's on their mind, and I always will do it that way because that's the best way to do it. I don't know what's coming. I don't know who's calling. I don't know what's on their mind, and there are ways to screen the calls. I just choose not to do that. Now listen, guys, as I said, if you're not subbed to my channel, subscribe. You'll love my content. I also upload my podcast that I host with my wife, Kathy, the Brian Craig Show podcast, which is on all podcast platforms. I also upload it here on YouTube as well. And you'll definitely enjoy that show as well. I put a lot of great MAGA content out there. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to run. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Great calls on the stream today. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.